congratulations. Work so hard, forgot how to vacation. Yeah, you never had the dedication. People hate, say we changed and look, we made it. Yeah, we made it. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. So, a lot of fun things have been happening. The market cap has been steady up and down, but this has just been a brilliant time to make some moves because I'll show a few examples coming up, but I just want to, there is some quick news, guys. I got that news. I got a few people, like mostly if you want really good news, like crypto, that's how you spell it. That dude, I mean, everyone knows who this fucking guy is, but that's what I go. Like he's like my morning news or whatever. Like when I'm listening to, well, he comes out later in the day for me, but it's just like, you know, somebody listening to the news. Like he just gives me all the shit because that's the stuff I'm not researching, all that stuff that's going on outside. So it's really nice to have somebody just kind of spoon feed it to you, so I can kind of feel like you guys when you listen to my channel about trading. And then of course, shout out to, if you want to know anything about tech, Ivan on Tech. He is a gangster. He talks all about the what and how's behind the technology of the coins. It's very helpful. So Goldman Sachs pins a 4K price target for Bitcoin. And it's like, that doesn't mean fucking Jack Diddley. Like, ooh, some fucking rich guy said that it's going to be 4K. It's like, dude, fucking, oh, wow. Congratulations, Goldman Sachs. You're fucking a genius. Oh, he's going to say Bitcoin's at going to 4K. Like, who, you know, my fucking nephew could fucking guess that. 19 July, Avnus ICO. Tezos at 200 million. I'm not getting into Tezos because basically the fact it's uncapped at 5 something a year and they're already into billions. It's like, man, that's gonna add up a lot. And I wanted to get into it, and I'm gonna touch into why. So I missed an opportunity. I missed a big opportunity, in my opinion, with EOS for the simple fact. I don't even know why I wasn't thinking. I was just so busy with other things. I didn't realize that US people, the USA, they could not purchase into EOS. And of course it's going to have a giant jump after it's released to exchanges because everyone from the US is going to want to buy it. And then I was like, all right, well, it's just going to bounce up. And then I said it was going to go back down, which it has. But for some reason, that I didn't connect the two. Like, I don't know. It fucking baffles me. But yeah, I should have definitely dropped a lot of money into EOS and just fucking dumped it after it came out. Because I think the price is just going to stabilize all year because how many coins are going to be released? And a year long. So we shall see. But I missed an opportunity there. But Tezos stopped accepting USA people. So I was thinking maybe I'll do the same here. But I just don't like how it's uncapped at 5% or whatever. I think it's like 5%. But that's a lot when you have billions. Coinbase added 1 million users in a month. That's not surprising. South Korea regulatory moves on Ethereum. So South Korea is basically, let's see. Yeah, it's good. Basically, they're just making more laws for digital currency, but like still, you know, it's like just more reinforcement that it's a currency. And one thing I've been looking at is what the fuck is Litecoin doing? What the hell, man? It's so weird. It comes so close every time. And then Ethereum gets sucked down. So it's these weird booms with Litecoin and Ethereum back and forth. EOS is trucking. Of course, you got BitShares high. But yeah, I am just basically looking into future ICOs now. I think a really cool site. ICO alert's really cool. But also, just I've also gotten to the point where I can kind of reach out and find some new ICOs that aren't even on the ICO alert. You couldn't find them on Google. It's just, you guys got to have, it's just there's ways to find out that people are launching new coins and all that. And there's just so many opportunities because right now, you got to think, what's happening right now, we're starting to see it. And it's going to expand drastically into the future. Right now is a time where it's still very good pickings. You can still get into good ICOs and make a lot of money. You can still find really good coins and have them shoot up in a lot of money. There's still a lot of industries that are being revolutionized, and there's still going to be a lot of opportunities. However, 5 years from now, the market's going to be saturated. Everyone's going to know what blockchain is. It's going to be household. Everything's going to run on it. It's just going to be the way the world works. And the competition is going to be a lot crazier. And it's not going to be as easy. And it's not going to be as... because when you have a good ICO, it's going to be ridiculously more expensive, right? Because it's going to be, only a small percentage of the world really knows about these ICOs and these coins. And I say ICOs because there is still, what has happened was, I think the bubble for the ICO thing kind of popped. And I won't say, I hate using that term because it means going from, really expanded to nothing. It didn't do that, but it took a black eye because of EOS, because of all the other ICOs. People are starting to realize, like, man, they aren't as, it's not as like crazy Black Friday as it used to be. It's not like people are, when you invest in these super, super popular ICOs, it's not like you're going to get a really big bonus. So I'm looking for ICOs that are offering incentives, early discounts, like, first person gets a bonus coin or gets a discount. Those are the ones that are showing true promise, because it's just really, and that's what I'm getting at. It's going to be hard to find those type of entry points in the future. And right now, if you're trying to hustle and trying to get your money up, yeah, ICO might not be the best thing. But if you have a little bit of money that you want to put away and you basically want to guarantee profit, then an ICO is a really good move if you pick the right one, especially if you can get a bonus. The bigger ICOs aren't offering bonuses though, right? You're not getting any bonuses with EOS. And that's why you have to really do your homework, because you don't want to pick just an ICO that's giving you a bonus and it's not that good. Because it's like, if you get shit and then somebody gives you more shit, that doesn't mean you have more value. It just means you have more shit. And you just have to do the homework. And right now is the great era of ICOs. And I really kind of thankful for what happened with EOS, because EOS really rumbled the framework, how they set up their ICO with the year-long thing. It's really kind of put a damper on the whole ICO scene, and things aren't as crazy as they were. Yeah, the ICOs are going to come up and you're going to see bigger numbers and bigger numbers, but that's not so much a product of ICO mania as it is just more investors entering the market. That's all. And you're not really going to see, it's not going to be so much reflected in the market cap, these ICOs, because some of the people for the ICOs, they might be fucking converting it for US dollars, because, if they want to get certain things, they might not want to be restricted to crypto, because, if you're in the United States especially, you're not going to be able to hire people in cryptocurrency and all that. Maybe online, but you see what I mean? Like, the point is, there's a lot of money going on behind the scenes that's not in the market, but that is in the market. That's going into development of future coins. So basically, I see that this is a really good time to not only find coins, but finding ICOs. ICOs are always going to be a little bit of a lock on your money. That is fine. I don't mind it. I, at this point, am in a collecting mode, and I like to get bonuses, and I like to get discounts, and I'm really starting to be intrigued by that aspect of this game. Of course, I'm always coin hunting. I'm always looking for the cheap coin on the market that's undervalued. And I'm always looking for value everywhere. But yeah, I'm just really pointing out the fact that how good of an opportunity it really is right now. And that if you really know about cryptocurrency, that you are one of the few. And don't think that it's as massive as you think it is, because if you were to look at it from a global aspect, you would realize how tiny and how much more room to expand drastically. You know, the internet as we know it is basically garbage, because it's not on a blockchain. It's no one's accountable. Everyone can spy on you, steal your information. No one has accountability at all. It's really quite insane. And I always said that the internet was like the wild west, with getting away with scams and getting away with just all kinds of bullshit. I mean, if you don't think Google's fucking you over, then you know they literally take all the information. They make a monopoly basically on the internet, right? It's not fair. It's not like it's fucking fair. Now you can say it's not like you get a choice. You know, if you want to use the internet, you're going to use somebody that's going to spy on you, and they're going to steal your information. So, you know, it's not fair, because the internet should be free. You know, if you pay for the service, you should have the right to use it without people knowing what the fuck you're doing. Like that's slavery in my opinion. It's like I feel like a cattle when I know people are able to read my conversations, my emails, know what I'm looking at when I'm looking at it, so they know like my hobbies and my habits. I don't want a motherfucker to know me intimately like that, you know. And they collect that data and they store it for the rest of their motherfucking life. They always have it, and it's your name attached to it. So no accountability at all. Just ruthless assassination of people's privacy and rights going on right now on the internet. What makes Facebook good? It's not the fucking emojis. It's the fact they have 1 billion people on there. That's it. But you know, when you uproot that with a blockchain, where people can actually get paid for liking and paid for sharing their life, especially with the fiat collapse that's impending, I really do believe. People say, "Oh, the impending collapse." It's like, dude, we already had a collapse. It's been a collapsing building since it was built. It's like it built, and then every year it collapsed a little bit more, and that's just what's been happening. The dollar doesn't raise in value. The dollar 10 years ago is not anywhere more valuable than it is now. It's a lot less valuable. 50 years ago, fuck, I mean, you could get a Coke for a nickel. Now it's a fucking $1.25. $1.25. That kind of inflation. It's just silly. So there's going to be a big rush to this. A big rush. Look at what's happening in Illinois. They're bankrupt. The state is literally bankrupt. Like, people don't understand what's about to happen. There's going to be a big fucking spillover to Bitcoin. Huge spillover. Forbes mentioned Bitcoin. People are going to flock over to Bitcoin like it's fucking their savior. No, when they hear economics collapse, everyone, the fucking get rich dad guy, that's all he's doing. That's all he talks about is fucking the collapse is coming. You have Mark Cuban saying it. You have so many people saying that the collapse is imminent. So many people are saying that. Not that it matters what they say. I'm just saying, like, that's going to create FOMO. That's going to create, or no, FUD, whatever you call it. Fear of getting fucked, right? People don't want to have that kind of collapse because the dollar is steadily losing value. And people are like, man, Bitcoin's raising in value. But it's almost a product of the dollar losing value while the Bitcoin simultaneously raising in value. And Bitcoin could stay at 25 right now and the same market cap, right? Everything could be the same, but it would rise in price versus the US dollar over time because the dollar is getting drastically less expensive. Just you wait. You people don't understand what might happen. Chinese are all up in the digital crypt. All up in the digital crypto. They don't want to fuck with the dollar as the world reserve. Russia doesn't want the dollar as the world reserve. China doesn't. All of those countries that are very, very powerful, Saudi Arabia, these countries would, although they have to respect the United States, they would much rather not have to deal with all this bullshit that the United States brings with their bullshit dollar. And what's happening now with the divide, this is like the country's really, it's against the ropes right now, and it really needs to find an outlet. And I believe Bitcoin's going to be that outlet. I think Bitcoin's going to be what saves, because this is like a fucking video game. We all put a value to this fucking shit. Like we put a value to a dollar, we put a value to a Bitcoin, and it's just human nature. It's all relative. It's as expensive as we want it to be. And as soon as people start to perceive the dollar as not a good investment, and they see Bitcoin as a safer investment, it's going to be like a light switch or a dam opening. People are just it's going to click, and they're all going to fucking spread to Bitcoin. People still think Bitcoin's a scam. Like there's still people out there that think Bitcoin's a scam. They think it's a Ponzi scheme. They think Satoshi's like fucking printing Bitcoins in his attic and like fucking slanging them out the door. And it's nuts. And that's fine, because that's what people do. People don't do any kind of research at all. Not even a little bit. And then they'll demonize something like they've done all the research. Like they got pictures of Satoshi red-handed. And that's fine. That's going to happen. But those are going to be the same people who are going to be forced into Bitcoin when the collapse happens. And it's going to be major, because the dollar might not be the world reserve in the next 10 years. It might not be the world reserve in the next 10 years. The dollar. Do you understand? What would happen if the dollar wasn't the world reserve? Well, then no one would give us loans. We wouldn't be able to get loans like we do. We wouldn't be able to owe people trillions of dollars. No one would give us a loan, because they would be like, dude, you're not the world reserve anymore, and your dollar is sinking in value drastically, so it's a losing proposition. And that would alone really, and the Federal Reserve isn't in the United States. Like that's privately owned, so there's no allegiance there, right? It's like a dog that would it's like a hungry dog that would eat the puppies after they're born. That's what the Federal Reserve is. Federal Reserve don't give a fuck about the United States. And if the World Reserve, if the dollar got bumped out from the World Reserve currency, and there was something else in place, or a new system or something, the Federal Reserve would turn their back on the United States real quick, and you would see a fucking apocalypse to the lights of what you've never seen. Holy shit. The United States is a clusterfuck full of guns and crazy people. A lot of awesome people. I love the United States. I mean, it's sad to see. And I think that there is a chance, because people are going to convert to Bitcoin. That's what's going to happen. People are going to make the jump off the Titanic, and they're going to fucking jump onto the Bitcoin cruiser, and they're going to go to the Bahamas. That's what's going to happen. The people who don't, then I feel sorry for them. It's like, whatever. I can't. You can't help everybody. You just gotta preach as loud as you can, scream at the sky, be like, look at what I see. Do you see it? And you either see it or you don't. So this price is about to just jump. It's going to be like a bloop, just like it always has. It's going to do the big jump again. Probably to 35 is what I'm picturing. Goldman Sachs says 4,000. The genius. $4,000 Bitcoin. And then when it hits $4,000, people are like, oh my God, Goldman Sachs, he is like Yoda. He said it would hit 4,000. I must give this man all of my money. And that's how Goldman Sachs has Goldman in his name, because he steals people's golds and he puts it in his sacks, man. Yeah, I mean, setting lures. Looking at ICOs. Oh yeah, the big news, guys. The big news. So we're gonna podcast with the owner of the CEO of No Limit Coin this Friday. Lots of big news to be revealed. Also, we have the other thing, the other move I'm making, the move I've been stirring and stewing and marinating, It's going to be next week. It's going to be next week. There's going to be a small window of opportunity to jump in on it. It's not going to be motherfucking EOS. This shit's going to be dead and gone real quick. It's going to be here and then it's going to be gone. So just look for the updates. I'm going to be talking about it more. I'm just finalizing some things. And I am not going to talk anything about it until the time. It's like hold, when you're in a war. I don't know how many of you been in a war. I've never been in a war, but I've imagined it. You got your shield and you got your weapon. It's like a spear. And you got your men kind of lined up like Spartans. And what happens is when the people are charging you, you have to hold. And you have to hold. And you have to let them get real close before you go, Shah! You have to charge at the right time. So we have to hold. We have to hold. Because if you break the line too early, you're going to get shot with a bow and you're going to be dead. Then there's going to be a broken link in the chain and everything's going to crumble. That'd be terrible. I'm going to kill it here. Cheers. Peace.